After Michelle was dead, Gwenda cut off her ears and shoved one into her mouth. Hello and welcome, I hope you're doing well. My name is Gabby and today's case is a short one, but that doesn't mean by any stretch of the imagination that it isn't horrific in its own right. This is a perfect example of someone just snapping for whatever reason and doing something really terrible. This is the case of Gwenda Sloane. On the 7th of November 2012, 51-year-old Michelle Hoffman-Tamm left her home in Phillip Street, Rotorua, New Zealand on her bicycle to go and visit a friend. She never came home. During the course of routine inquiries after Michelle was reported missing, the police spoke to the person that Michelle had gone to visit, her friend for over 20 years, 43-year-old Gwenda Sloane, on 3 separate occasions. On all of them, Gwenda offered no assistance and seemed to try and distance herself. However, the police's other inquiries kept pointing them towards Gwenda, and on the 22nd of November, she admitted that she knew what had happened to Michelle. She was dead, and Gwenda was the one who'd killed her. While Gwenda claimed to be unable to remember everything that had occurred on the night of the 7th of November, between what she did recount to detectives and forensic evidence, a clear image of what happened soon emerged. On the evening in question, Gwenda had texted Michelle, with whom she had a friends with benefits kind of relationship, to invite her over to her house on Holland Street. Once Michelle arrived, the two started drinking. At some point during the evening, Gwenda got the idea into her head that Michelle had taken $20 from her purse and, as she later put it, lost it, flying into a drunken rage. She attacked Michelle with 2 knives. Over the course of the frenzied attack, Michelle sustained a total of 33 stab wounds, mainly to her chest and back, along with having several teeth knocked out and sustaining blunt force trauma to the back of her head due to Gwenda straddling her and hitting her repeatedly on the back of the head with the kitchen drawer. After Michelle was dead, Gwenda cut off her ears and shoved one into her mouth. She then left the mutilated body on the kitchen floor for over a day while she sat on her bed and drank. Eventually, she wrapped Michelle's body up in a bin liner and duct tape that was purchased specifically for that purpose, loading her into the car, and drove the body to a wooded area by State Highway 38, about 10 kilometers from Murupara, where she buried it in a ditch. She then went home and hired a carpet cleaning machine to clean up the crime scene. Bloody towels and cleaning materials were bagged up and left for collection with the usual household waste on a neighbouring street. As for Michelle's bike, she took it to a bike stand on the Tainagay Road where it was later found. Police admitted that she'd done such a good enough job at getting rid of Michelle's body that if she hadn't have led them to it, it is unlikely that it would have been found. On the 12th of December 2012, Gwenda Sloane pleaded guilty in the Rotorua district to Michelle's murder. In February 2013, Gwenda Sloane was sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum non-parole of 17 years. The presiding judge, Justice Keane, called the attack brutal and callous and said Sloane's intention could only have been to mutilate Michelle. A victim impact statement was read out in court by Michelle's 25-year-old son, Reese Hoffman, who had to pause several times to compose himself. He described how he was struggling to cope with what had happened to his mother. He said, "I have lost all trust in the world, and I understand when people say they have lost everything, and it's gut-wrenching. I never got to make up for all the times I wasn't there for my mum." Victim impact statements from 5 other family members had also been presented to the court, all speaking of their added grief at the gruesome manner in which Michelle died. Outside the court after the sentencing, Reese said he had been hoping for a longer sentence, saying, "There's not much we can do other than take it and move on and hope that everyone else is going to do the same." The acts of violence Gwenda committed for no real clear reason are very disturbing, and I think it's impossible to understand what was going through her head at the time. Thank you for watching and subscribing if you have done so. The support really goes a long way and means a lot. But until I see you again, please be safe, be well, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.